Chris, it's a pleasure having you in, brother.
Happy to be here, dude.
First time in Chicago for you?
Yeah, first time.
How are you enjoying your stay so far?
Can't complain, man. Good wings last night. Crushed a couple beers. Won a couple bets on the Jets game.
It doesn't get much better than that. It's been super fun having you in the office. Your meteoric rise to fame over the course of the last couple months has been incredibly impressive, and I know our listeners are super interested in hearing your story and the story of Chili Bets and how everything came to be. So why don't you take us back to the inception in January of 2021 when this whole thing started?
Yeah, I mean, so we were kind of just taking advantage of FanDuel negative correlation plays, NBA, cashing out. Obviously, we gained a shitload of followers. Started doing Twitch streams. People were in the Twitch streams. Obviously, people were making money. I think the government was doing stimulus checks at the time, so we were saying, screw a stimulus check. We're handing them out over here. Follow Chili Bets. And, I mean, we were cashing out 10 for 1,000 tickets, like, left and right. Page kind of went inactive, but we're back. And then right off the bat, we cashed out on that Steelers ticket. I think another one, Justin Fields. So just happy to be back, honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited to dive into those tickets because they're two of the most monster tickets I've seen on gambling Twitter.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the stimmy season, and you mentioned the fact that like this whole thing started during COVID, the government issuing stimulus checks.
Yeah.
You're like, screw the stimulus check. Is that really when like you started getting active on Twitter and posting your like lotto parlays for free, and the brand really started to build? Or
yeah, basically every play was on Twitter and every play was free. I think that's kind of why we took off to an extent. We weren't really charging picks, and they were winning like at a crazy rate. So it was stimmy season. We were all over Jimmy Butler. It was like a negative correlation. Him to get a triple-double but under on points, and like 1 million people cash on him. We were calling it like Jimmy Stimmy, and then we cashed like back-to-back nights on him or something crazy. So I think everyone knows us for that one. There's just a bunch. Like, I don't want to call us like the OGs, but we're definitely one of like the early gambling pages for sure. So
yeah, and you mentioned negative correlation. I guess it's worth diving into now because looking at your bio, it's mentioned in your bio. That's kind of been your guys' claim to fame. For folks who aren't familiar with negative correlation, do you mind just giving a little explanation?
Yeah.
Kind of what that is and how you've leveraged it?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, it works really well for like a speedy wide receiver or like maybe a guy who's slower because it goes both ways. But Calvin Austin, basically, he's a 4.2 40 guy. And I posted in the tweet. I was like, if he catches a ball, he's probably cribbing it. I think it was like the fifth play of the game. He caught like a 72-yard touchdown. So for the rest of the night, I think it was like 2 straight hours, we were all just sweating out that he can't get 2 more catches because it's under catches over yards. And it goes both ways. But so they're sweaty bets for sure because like if it covers, it's like, oh, it's time to sweat this one. But the odds are nuked, man. I mean, I almost want to keep it low-key because they might patch it eventually. But we're definitely going to cash them at a solid rate. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of the concept is like obviously there's positive correlation and the other side of that coin is negative correlation.
Yeah.
So you're taking Calvin Austin to have over receiving yards but under his total catches.
And like I'll post a tweet and the replies will be like, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, that's the point, bro. Like the odds, it was plus 500 if you did over receptions over receiving yards. Like, I'll take the plus 20,000, whatever the hell it was. Just hope he doesn't catch 4 passes. Like, hope he catches 2. Who knows? It's worked out for a bunch of them. So
yeah, talk to me about that sweat. And for people who aren't familiar with the ticket that we're talking about, it was Calvin Austin under 2.5 receptions, Calvin Austin over 70 receiving yards, Jaylen Warren over 2.5 receptions, and then Jaylen Warren over 18.5 receiving yards. It's $45 to win $35,000.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. So basically, Austin, like I said, he caught a 72-yard touchdown, like one of the earlier plays of the game, and then he caught a second ball right before halftime. So it was halftime. He had 2 catches, and we were like, it lost. Like he can't catch another pass or it's over. And he didn't catch another pass the rest of the game. I think he dropped one. Pickett overthrew him on one. It was honestly like I was shaking the whole time. I drank a coffee. And then Warren wasn't a negative correlation side. That was a side I kind of just liked. Yeah. He caught a ball towards the end that covered his line, so we weren't worried about him. It was just sweating out Austin for an hour and a half with a Discord full of bunch of good people trying to fucking cash out, and it worked out. So it was a good time. It was also a Twitter play too, so a bunch of people cashed out there. I think people joined.
That's got to be one of the best parts of doing what you do is when you do cash a ticket like that and hundreds of thousands of people see it on Twitter and are tailing it.
Hell yeah. I mean, I think I posted, I said, let me see them damn tickets, and like a million replies. I was like, damn, we gutted FanDuel today, bro. Like, gutted them.
Rumor has it you were featured on the Pat McAfee show, not yourself, but they were talking about you and this concept of negative correlation.
Yeah, so a while back, back in 2021, the NBA plays, the plays were basically, it goes both ways, but it would be over points, but under rebounds, under assists. And we were just smacking them left and right. And then the other way, it would be under points, over rebounds, over assists. So it would work for like Ben Simmons triple-double, but under like 12.5 points, something like that. Like he was smacking left to right. Guys like that. And eventually they fixed their odds. Like they changed their terms of service. They mentioned that it was like an act of God or something. It says that in the terms of service. Like they banned things like that. And then McAfee, he didn't mention us personally, but he was like, there was a Twitter page who was taking advantage of their algorithm, and they changed it. I think people got fired because of it. So that was pretty cool. I think that was back in 21. So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to take advantage of odds. That's kind of what I'm doing, whether it's PointsBet, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever I see. So FanDuel's been pretty easy.
I can honestly say you're the first person that I've ever met that has caused FanDuel to change their terms of service. So hats off to you for that one.
Hey, we don't know for sure, but I'm almost certain it was because of our page. So it was pretty cool.
Well, you talked a little bit about your process and how kind of you're looking to just take advantage of shitty odds or maximize your value, take advantage of hanging lines that the books aren't necessarily focused on. Talk about kind of why you lean more towards the player prop side of the house versus spreads and totals, and how you've really found your niche there.
Yeah. I mean, so I've preached this to my cord, and I don't want to say this is true, but I really don't think people make much profit betting spreads and totals. I think Vegas is pretty on the money there. I do think the player prop market is the other way. I think they miss on a lot of guys, especially the low-key guys. Like a guy for the Magic the other day, his name's Goga Batadze. Nobody knows him. I mean, I know him, but Vegas doesn't know this guy. He was plus 600 for a double-double. He had 10 and 12. Like it was like they just don't know the low-key guys, or like the low-key rookies. So I think the player prop market is very, like, you can really attack it and make money on it versus the spreads. It's a coin, like throw a coin up in the air. That's what I think. But
yeah, I mean, there's a reason that Vegas has big buildings, and it's because the NFL market, the NBA market, 100%. College basketball, college football are as sharp as can be on the spreads and totals. And then when people are playing player props, generally their eyes are getting attracted to the KD over, the Steph Curry over, the Klay Thompson over threes, like kind of the more bigger name guys that they may know, but you have made a killing off of guys that I've never even heard of.
Yeah, exactly. So someone asked me the other day in the core, they're like, what do you think about LeBron points tonight? And granted, he covered the points, but I was like, I think that's the one prop that everyone in the world's betting. You know, like it's LeBron James. I think Vegas spends more time on his prop. They have 20 years of data on LeBron James versus Marcus Sasser on the Pistons. Does anyone know who that is? No. I watched him in the summer league. He's a bucket. Like it's just something like that. Like it's just attacking the guys that people don't really know. Like I was all over Cam Thomas last year. Obviously now he's pronounced like he's scoring 30 every day, but his points line last year was like 13 and a half. And now it's obviously in the 25. So just shit like that. So.
And when you find somebody like Cam Thomas last year, are you riding them day in, day out until Vegas makes this adjustment, or are you kind of picking your spots?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Like there's a lot of people out there who are just like game log starers. So that goes well with like Asar Thompson this year was shredding boards. So I was on him. I was on his boards, 4.5, 6.5, and he was killing it. And then the one night, this was last week, it was 9.5. And I took the under, and everyone was murdering me for it. I was like, guys, he's a guard. I get he's shredding boards, but he's a guard. Like he's not going to average 10 for the year. because sometimes Vegas creeps up too much. I think he finished like 6 boards, and now the line's adjusted. So it's just a matter. It's not just game log staring. It's knowing like what's this guy going to average for the year. Is Asar Thompson really going to average 10 boards as a point guard? No shot. Like there's just not a chance. So it's just shit like that. I don't know.
One thing that's hilarious is I have been a sports junkie my whole life. I've played sports my whole life. I watch sports essentially all day long. And you've named about 4 names in the NBA that I've never even heard of. Yeah. Where are you studying these guys? Do you just watch ball all day, every day? Are you watching tape? Are you watching Summer League? Like, how are you building up this wealth of knowledge that very few people have, these random NBA guys?
Honestly, I'll say it probably starts off with my Chili Dynasty League. Shout out all the Chili guys. I'll watch these guys Summer League, preseason, college. Not proud of it, like high school tapes. Just knowing like who boards. I think the Summer League is the key because Vegas doesn't pay attention. And I think that's June, July, whenever it is. And I've been raking money on Summer League props. Because like if guys are in their second year in the Summer League, they're scoring 20 every game. Just shit like that. Just paying attention to low key stuff. I don't know.
Let's talk about value. I mean, you talk about absolutely making a killing in Summer League basketball. I know NBA is probably historically like what you're most known for the most part. You have some insane NFL tickets and have had a very profitable year. What sport do you view there to be the most value, and which one have you had the most success with?
Definitely NBA. There's just so much that goes into it. Like, guys are ruled out steady, so you can get a chance to attack a line like last minute. Like NBA, they post their lineups like 5 minutes before the game sometimes, and like it's like, oh shit, like Lonnie Walker's posted, and we'll hop on it right away, and then boom, the line jumps up 5 points, whatever the hell it is. And you can also factor in like player incentive. Like the other day, Scotty Barnes for a live line, he had 10 points, he had 10 assists, but I think he had 8 rebounds. And I was like, he's clearly going to go for those 2 little BS boards. Like he's double hunting. I think he has 2 in his career. He wants his 3rd. Rebounding such like a BS stat, you know?
Yeah.
So I said to Dean, I was like, if we can get over 8.5, over 9.5 boards and Scotty Barnes, attack it. I think it's the one sport where like player incentives like there to attack, and Vegas kind of goes on like an objective basis instead of like the fact that like Scotty Barnes wants his triple double. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're strictly numbers, but there's definitely more to it in the NBA.
That's a good point. It's a unique in that like at the end of a blowout, ball clanks off the rim, loose ball. Everybody wants that rebound. That's just stat padding at that point.
Everyone wants it, but like Scotty Barnes' teammates, they know he has 9. They're like, oh, let's let him get it. You know what I mean? It's just BS like that. And Vegas is just numbers based. It's the one sport, man. You could really attack the live lines.
In terms of favorite bet type, you guys have cashed some big tickets on kind of alternate over and points. You'll grab the triple double, double doubles. Are you ever flirting around with like alternate 3-point overs, or are you really making your money most notably like in alternate point totals specifically?
Yeah, so I'll say this. I see a bunch of huge tickets on like the threes plays, and I should probably do a better job posting them. My problem is I kind of try to post, I usually like usage and volume plays, and you can't really predict like a bad shooting night or a good shooting night. Like I think Grant Williams the other day, he shot like 4 for 4 from 3. And like I saw a bunch of big tickets on Twitter, 4 threes, like, damn, that was a good hit. But I was like, really, is he gonna shoot 100% his whole career? You know what I mean? So I've been attacking a lot of the PRAs, so points, rebounds, assists, just because it's usage based. Like Sengun, I think Cam Thomas, those are 2 guys that are like their usage rate this year is like 30%, which is unbelievably high. Yeah. So just been attacking PRAs there. Same with NFL. Like pretty much all my NFL straights are like reception straights. I think the yard lines are usually pretty solid on FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever. But you just know who's going to catch like the little bullshit. You know what I mean? The little BS passes. Just betting on usage pretty much is the main goal.
Super interesting. This is kind of going back to what we talked about a couple minutes ago, but what are your thoughts? I've seen a lot of action on Twitter about the NBA going in and like readjusting assist numbers, points number, not necessarily points numbers, but more so assists and rebounds. Have you ever had a bad beat based off of one of these late adjustments? And what are your thoughts on those?
It's funny you asked that. I was at the Sixers game the other day, and we had Grayson Allen over 3.5 boards. I was there with Dean, who does the Discord with me. We watched Grayson Allen get all 4 boards. We celebrated every single one of them. We stood up, fist pump, every one. Somehow he had 3, though. But I know for a fact he had 4. I think like Kevin Durant like tapped the one barely, and then Grayson Allen grabbed it, so they ruled it as like a KD, something like that. But I mean, the NBA rules the stats as they are. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one to say the Scamdal or whatever the hell the other one is for DraftKings. Like it's based on the NBA statisticians, so it is what it is. I take the L. Like I'm never gonna like bitch for a stat correction. Yeah. I mean, I'll hope for them, but I probably won't be like Scamdal did this. It's like no, the NBA ruled this. Like it is what it is. So.
You're more positive than I am on that front. If I got burned for $10,000 on a parlay or something like that based on a stat correction, I wouldn't be the happiest camper.
No, I mean I'll retweet it. I'll be like, damn, that's bullshit, whatever. But like at the end of the day, like that's what the NBA ruled. It's not FanDuel. Like, they're not the ones doing it, guys.
No, I completely agree with that. Well, hey, so we talked about kind of the origin story and how you got the start. We were lucky enough to get connected about 3 months ago. You launched the page in 2021. You build up this awesome free Discord. You're going live on Twitch. Build up a great rapport in the industry, a large following, and then you find Dub Club and decide to launch your Dub Club. How has Dub Club helped you with your business and really just made your life simpler as a handicapper that wants to do one thing and one thing only, and that's cash tickets?
Yeah, it's been awesome, dude. So I mean, obviously I'll get the picks out, but just the fact that coupons are there, like people won't sign up without these coupons, and good thing they did because they cashed Calvin Austin. 7-day free passes, that's through Dub Club. People joined on 7-day free pass, cash a huge Justin Fields ticket for $2,000. I wouldn't have had 7-day free passes to give. You know what I mean? People would have never joined. So it's made people money. You know what I mean? Just easier entry to join, to get the picks. And I think, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I mean,
yeah, that's been one of the coolest things about you is like you're very receptive. We pride ourselves in trying to help you guys grow businesses any way we can. And a lot of that's like giving advice to you as an early entrepreneur who's just really getting started and has already taken off tremendously, but like very receptive to ideas to try and improve your community. Because at the end of the day, my favorite part about you is you just want other people to cash tickets with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we cash out and post it on Twitter, let me see them damn tickets. Like, let's see them. So that's kind of all I care about. That's what I live through that. So,
any cool testimonials from your subscribers? You know, I imagine you get flooded with DMs after cashing a big ticket about, you know, hey, you helped me pay my rent, or hey, you helped me get a gift for a family member that I couldn't otherwise have had. I imagine that's been common for you.
Yeah, there's been a bunch, honestly. There's guys that say they don't even do their own gambling anymore. They only follow me. I saw a guy in the casino the other day. I was like, yeah, follow the page. He joined. He reached out. He was like, dude, thank God I ran into you. Let me know if you ever want free Sixers tickets. I don't even bet my own bets anymore. I've been winning because of you. I think some dude said he like got his second ever tattoo or something. Like he afforded it because of one of the hits. Like there's been a bunch of cool stuff. So it's good to see for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're in the heart of like a very, very fun time of year. You got football action, you got NBA. How much emphasis are you putting on any of like the college sports or hockey or whatever it may be, or are you just sticking to what you know and what you know best, being NBA and NFL?
Yeah, from a volume standpoint, the NBA, NFL is always going to be high, but college football, I've been doing a lot of live stuff because I've been betting line moves and stuff, so that's been actually doing pretty solid. The volume hasn't been crazy, but like want to know is want to know. Like I'll take a dub, but I can get a dub. I think college basketball is probably gonna be the same thing. I kind of want to see how some of the teams play out. Usually early season's easier for gambling, but I feel like college basketball is the other way around, where you kind of learn as it goes on. So I'll do some line moves there, and we'll see. No player props in college ball, at least in PA. So that hurts a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll be cashing regardless. So
you always find a way to cash in whatever sport it may be.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Well, you were one of the trendsetters in the industry with a negative correlation. You've built one of the largest servers, built one of the largest followings. You have a really good feel for the industry, where it's at, and then getting out ahead of it and where it's going to be. Like, I guess for young people who are just getting started, maybe in your server, maybe following you on Twitter, like what would your advice to them be on how they can follow in your footsteps and become a profitable handicapper?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the obvious answer is win people money, winning bets. But you got to get people in there. We did a good job getting people in the cord, and then we won the people in the cord money. Simple as that. So, like I said, free passes for people. Twitter plays. The Calvin Austin play was free on Twitter. People joined because of it. It's a timing thing. Like, hit your bets, but hit them at the right time. Hit them when people are seeing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's been one of the coolest things. Is like you go crazy on Twitter when you hit the 45 to win 35 grand.
Yeah.
But like in your core, you're giving out straights between 1 to 2 units that are helping people build their bankrolls, so they have the ability to launch on these lottos and then make those ridiculous returns. Has that been kind of your approach for a long time now, or historically was it just lottos?
So back in the day, it was just lottos, but FanDuel fixed their odds. So I'm just trying to make money, and the best way to do it, I think, right now is just sticking to straights and then just sprinkling on the lottos. I've been giving out like unit recommendations on them, and I mean, we haven't had a losing week. If you follow every unit recommendation, you're up 9 straight weeks or 8 straight weeks, whatever it is. That's the way to make money. I mean, some people get it, some don't. I'm trying to tally to both sides, because some people want lottos only, some people want straights only. So it's just a matter of finding like a good balance, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to be upset with 9 straight weeks of profit if you're a subscriber of yours.
I'm preaching disciplined gambling. I'm preaching passive income. It's if you follow the plays, it's passive income. It's simple as that. But who knows?
That's phenomenal. Well, hey, for a subscriber of yours in your Dub Club, you know, there are going to be some people listening to this. What can they expect when joining? And then I believe you have a potential $10 off the first month promo that we're going to include in the caption. So give your pitch on kind of what people can expect in the Chili Bet server.
Yeah, I mean, so it's both sides to it. Like I said, 8 straight weeks of profitability. There's straight plays, which I absolutely recommend. And then sprinkle the lottos, because, I mean, we're due to hit a couple every now and then. 10 to win 1,000. I mean, you can't be mad at that. If you're throwing 1 for 100, can't be mad at that either. NFL Sundays get a little crazy. There's a lot of bets down, but a lot of them win. So that's pretty much all I got. If you want to win money, passive income, baby.
Well, you got a new subscriber in me, so you'll be seeing Dash come through your subscriptions console here shortly. But it's been a pleasure having you in the office. Really appreciate you coming out, and I'm excited for this to be the first of many visits.
Let's do it.